It begins in 1872 at the Knickerbocker Hotel in New York City. Led by Dr. Walter Fleming and actor William J. Florence, 13 Master Masons form a social club. For fun, they create a mysterious Near Eastern theme. It's called the Ancient Arabic Order Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, and the popularity soars. By 1880, there are 7,200 members and 48 temples. By 1900, there are 55,000 members and 82 temples. In 1922, they build the first hospital in Shreveport, Louisiana, and commit to the mission of helping children with polio. Soon, there are 22 hospitals, and the medical mission grows. This is the story of this extraordinary brotherhood and how it has changed the world. Shriners, a history of brotherhood and compassion.
Well, as they say in the beginning when the shrine was formed, go back into the 1870s when New York was quite a popular place for just about everything going on in the world at that time.
The Civil Wars ended, and in America's biggest city, New York City, a group of Masons comes together who think that it's great to be a Mason, but that lodge meetings are a little bit on the stuffy, stale side. They meet regularly for lunch at a place called the Knickerbocker in New York City, Manhattan, and decide that they need to form a club that will require you to be a Mason to be a member of it.
We had two very prominent people who were really the movers and shakers to start the organization. Billy Florence, who was a very famous and well-known actor at that time, and Dr. Fleming, who was a very prominent physician in New York City.
They were familiar with some of the customs and culture of the Middle East, and they decided that they would wrap this club that they were about to form around an Arabian Nights sort of pageantry kind of theme. And so the Ancient Arabic Order Nobles of the Mystic Shrine is born as a social club for Freemasons in New York City. It grows from there.
The Fez comes from Morocco. The name of the city is Fez, Morocco. The emblems, the scimitar, the crescent, and so on, is taken from basically the various parts of the Arabic nations. It was the mystique part of it, I think, that was intriguing to a lot of people, both outside of Masonry and inside as well, of course. That was, I think, a great drawing card.
This is the way the men socialized. They quite often socialized without their wives, without their children, and so this was in keeping with what they did. But it was a great fellowship organization, and they really knew how to give great banquets and had good cigars at their festivities, and it was a lot of fun.
In their various communities, wherever these shrine temples were located, they were very charitable, just like other parts of Masonry, had been in their basic blue lodges. In those days, the charity really meant an awful lot to a lot of people because you didn't have the programs you have today in there to take care of people who were in dire need, health-wise or otherwise.
Some of our members went to serve and didn't come back. Some of our members went to serve and came back forever changed. Some of our citizens went to serve and came back and then were looking for something where they could continue fellowship with their comrades, and many of them did choose the Masonic fraternity and eventually Shriners as their home. Eventually, some of the members felt that maybe there needed to be a little bit more purpose than just having a good time. But we have to remember that the reason that the organization was founded was because Masons thought that lodge meetings were too stale and they needed to have an organization where they would have a good time. So there was quite a bit of back and forth for several years at our Imperial Council sessions over just what the Shriners ought to do.
Freeling Kendrick was a great leader. He was a mover and a shaker. He was a very persuasive individual, and he really felt that this organization, Shriners, should have a one central charity that would benefit what was needed so badly in society at that time, and that was for treatment of children with polio.
In that day, polio was the scourge of the nation. Many, many children were affected by polio and crippled for life. The bubble speech, that was a speech that was given at an Imperial Council session during a debate over whether a hospital should be founded by the Shriners and operated as a charitable institution.